Well, I can tell you, firefighters from LA City Fire are out here at the corner of 27th and Long Beach, and this is South Los Angeles, maybe closer to downtown, but you can see what they're dealing with, a very large one-story structure. They're saying it's a commercial building, so it's some sort of business out here, and when they arrived, it was completely involved in fire, meaning there was already fire through the roof. When the first engines arrived out here, they quickly bumped it up to a second alarm and then into a major emergency. 144 firefighters from LA City Fire are down there right now, basically in defensive mode, meaning they're just putting water on the outside of the building, trying to keep these flames from spreading to homes that are nearby. This is a commercial area, but when looking down there, we can actually see some homes in the area. Now, we know no injuries to firefighters, no injuries to any folks on the ground or civilians as of yet. The roof did collapse, and the way this building was built, we've talked about this in the past, LA City Fire very aware of all the structures in their community. Because of the way this building was built, they actually kept their vehicles or their fire trucks farther away from the building because they were afraid that after that roof collapse that some of those walls would give in as well. Right now, though, the firefight does continue, but we actually just heard them saying that they're starting to get a handle on it. So if you're just seeing these first pictures right now, this is actually much less of a fire that was actually going here earlier this morning. 30 minutes on the clock means they've been about here, exactly that, 30 minutes battling these flames, making great progress, keeping the neighborhood safe. I'm Stu up in Skyfox. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, Stu, now you talked about the homes that are nearby. Do we know whether there have been any voluntary or mandatory evacuations of those homes? And you're absolutely right, by the way. It looks like they're making great progress, but I think this was put out as a general alarm fire, which means there were a lot of firefighters that were going to converge on this fire immediately.
That's right. And again, you can see a bulk of the fire right there. We haven't seen any of the residents on the roadway down there or any of the streets nearby, but we have heard about maybe possibly a number of civilians nearby. So maybe they're in an area where the streets are blocked. You can see where a number of those homes are very, very close by. We haven't heard of any problems with any of the neighborhood folks or any kind of evacuations. But as we pan back over to the actual fire itself, that fire basically still burning a lot of product, mostly the roof and building materials are burning. We're trying to figure out if this business was actually open. Maybe not doors open and, actually, selling a product at the time of the fire, but if it was actually maybe an abandoned building or perhaps this building was still producing something at the time of the fire. Right now, though, you can see those firefighters, a lot of heavy streams out there. LA City firefighters are some of the best, especially when it comes to commercial fires or residential fires, and I'm just counting them right now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 heavy streams right now, basically dumping a lot of water on what's left of that fire. The structure itself has not collapsed except for the roof.
Yeah, and you can see heavy presence there as they focus on getting that flames under control right there at the roof. Okay, Stu, we will, of course, continue to monitor this. We'll check in with you throughout the morning.